Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for October 22nd, 2024. It is Tuesday edition. We'll be talking about tropical weather as well as the weather hazards that are in the lower 48 United States. I appreciate your support. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel for the latest weather updates and weather news. And I appreciate your support. I read all of your comments as well. Now, we're going to be looking right now. You're looking at a satellite loop of what was left of Oscar, the remnants of Oscar. The National Hurricane Center issued its last advisory back around 1 p.m. Eastern time on Oscar. It had winds of 40 miles an hour, but now it's totally disintegrated into just a remnant area of low pressure here, still affecting the lower Turks and Caicos Islands and the southern Bahamas Islands there as it pulls away from eastern Cuba, this remnant area of low pressure. So there may be some little strong gusty squalls, less than 30 miles an hour winds, and maybe occasionally some downpours that may provide less than an inch or so of rain, but nothing too crazy. So that's great news for the folks in eastern Cuba and southern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. Now, looking at the Gulf of Mexico, you can see it's very clear. We have very dry air streaming across the Gulf of Mexico, wind shear, westerly shear blowing across. We have a very zonal flow going on right now across much of the country here, and so tropical troubles are winding down, at least for the end of October here. You can see water vapor showing in the orange, plenty of dry air through the Sun Belt from Dallas-Fort Worth all the way across to Savannah, Georgia, and we see all the way up the Mid-Atlantic through Maryland, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Boston. Dry air is all the way up toward the Canadian border and back out toward the western frontier as well. A little bit of rain, a little bit of moisture. Our prayers are out and thoughts for the people in Ruidoso, New Mexico, as well as Roswell, New Mexico. Floods there have been tremendous, as well as worldwide. We want to prayers for Italy floods as well, and France floods, southern France, central France, and Italy floods as well. So there is some moisture out there. Down south as well, from Corpus Christi to Brownsville, McAllen, Victoria, back up toward Houston. Some moisture is available there, denoted in white clouds here. You can see, and along the Great Lakes here, some showers could be possible as a cold front is swinging through the region as well. Now, back to this is the overall setup here that we have in the middle lower 48 here. You can see there's windstorm warnings, mixed precipitation on the Bitterroots and the Sawtooth chain of Idaho and Montana. If you're looking to get an early ski season going on, that's the place to be in Yellowstone, Upper Montana, and Idaho. And of course, the Rockies are getting a break there from their first snowstorm along Pike Peak and all that area. They're getting a break. It's high pressure firmly in control here. And you can see this cold front here extending down through the nation's heartland and Oklahoma and Kansas, back up through St. Louis and the Indianapolis, Indiana, and South Bend, and back into Michigan, Three Oaks, and Jackson, Michigan here, this front here. It's going to be making its way eastward. That's going to provide an opportunity for some showers ahead of the front. Nothing too crazy along the Pennsylvania Turnpike, as well as in Binghamton, Syracuse, along the New York State Thruway there, north up into the Tug Hill Plateau, the Adirondacks, and the Green and White Mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire, respectively. Even Maine is going to get in with some rain. Much needed rain here, but we need more rain in the Mid-Atlantic and also in the hill country of the Ohio Valley here. There have been drought conditions continuing to impact that area. So, National Hurricane Center, like I said, once again, it's issued its last advisory on Oscar. This is it. The next storm we have to look forward to is Patty. That'll be the P-name storm if anything develops in the next 2 weeks here. But you can see here that we don't have much going on here in the ending month of October 30th through November 5th. You can see the outlook here. Most of the Eastern Pacific looks to be busy, as well as the Western Pacific here. So Japan, Philippines, Indonesia, China, Malaysia, those areas look to be very busy here with a greater than 40% chance, and denoted in red here. But on our side of the world here, we have a less than 20% chance here going into November here, the first 2 weeks of November, of seeing any development in the Western Caribbean as well as in the northeastern Atlantic sector, where we most likely, climatologically speaking, will see anything in the last month of November. Hurricane season ends November 30th, and so we just pray that we don't have any more major storms. But Patty will be the next name on the list here as we go forward in time. Coming back home stateside here, lower 48, everything looks clear, dry. Like I said, the dry air is there, sunshine, bright sunshine in place, but we do have a few areas of concern here. There is a freeze watch in effect for Northern California, so if you're north of Eureka on I-5, they're coming into Oregon, and in the Oregon, maybe heading towards Salem or Portland, Oregon, be very careful. There's a freeze watch in effect for some of the northern valleys there and canyons there that are sheltered by the mountains there in Northern California. Now, out west, we do have, out east, we do have a winter storm, a red flag warning, and that's for the whole state of Connecticut here. It's been very dry dry, and Connecticut hasn't got a lot of rain once again here. So if you're coming along, maybe you're coming up through Connecticut there, the Turnpike, or if you're coming along 83, I believe it is, through Danbury, 84 through Danbury, back towards Waterbury, Hartford, maybe you're heading towards Rhode Island for the weekend. Be very careful. Red flag warnings are in effect for the whole state there. Now down south in Florida, they're still recovering from the flood watches there. St. Johns River, as you know, it flows from south to north there. And the rivers are still a little bit swollen from both Helene and Milton, the hurricanes. They'll go down in about another week or two. I think they've already reached their maximum flood stage, but still elevated there. So if you're coming along 95 there, maybe from Bunnell, St. Augustine, Green Cove Springs, Orange Park, maybe Mayport towards Jacksonville, the southern side there, on using Phillips Road, Route 1 there toward the toward the bridge there. Be very careful there on that area, 95 and 295. There is some areas that could be prone to flooding there, or high elevated water. Standing water still there. So that's what we have there. The forecast has been hot. As you can see, temperatures continue to rise here. We've had 80s all day long from the mid-Atlantic, the northeast, all the way back into the southeast here. 83 degrees Fahrenheit in Orlando, 87 degrees Fahrenheit in Tampa, 88 degrees Fahrenheit in DFW, 93 degrees Fahrenheit in Phoenix, and 91 degrees Fahrenheit in LA. Now we also have record warmth that's going to extend through Halloween here for you guys in the upper Midwest. That's going to be a nice treat for Minneapolis, St. Paul, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 72 degrees Fahrenheit in Chicagoland, and we also have 80 degrees Fahrenheit in New York. So this will continue to heat, will continue to be there, but the jet stream pattern is going to be changing here coming up in the next week or two. Coming up on Monday of next week or Tuesday of next week, there's going to be cool air dipping down here. The jet stream's going to make another little dip here and provide cool air for the Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, and the Northeast coming up here. Back to reality treat for the fall. So once again, this has been the Weather Guru update for October 22nd, 2024. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel. Tell me what you would like to see also in terms of tropical weather, local weather, or anything of that nature as well. Talk to you very soon on the next episode. Thank you for listening. This is the Weather Guru signing off once again.